Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Hello, it's time for coffee. How's everybody doing? It's a rainy day here at the river.
Yeah.
But that's okay because I think we kind of need it.
Kind of feels like it's going to cleanse all the energy away, and it was a little scattered. Unfortunately, we were set up outside by the river. Well, we're outside, but in the open air. And it started raining. I was in another part of the house and didn't see it. Poor Teri had to tear everything down and get everything out of the rain. Then we reset up. I'm ready for a cup of coffee and to just chill with our friends and just
go ahead, Wendy, rub it in. She says it's summer there like sunny there like a summer's day. Good morning, Robert Joseph, Peggy Mulcahy, and Deirdre. Please share.
Yes,
sharing
absolutely.
is caring. I see a lot of you jumping on already, so thank you.
Sorry. Just a sec.
Thank you all for coming on with us, and we're so glad that you're here.
Diane.
I'm not seeing your comments yet where I am, but I'm sure there's just a little lag, and it will come through in just a minute.
Carrie, Peggy, Julie Kiss.
Christine O'Rourke,
Sherry
thank
Seymour,
you. Coffee in hand, and
Carol.
love to you. Thank you, Catherine Kovacs. Good morning, everybody.
Good Palm Sunday, everyone. Easter is, hi Fran, Easter is my favorite time of year because I love the resurrection story, because it's not from a religious standpoint, but the lesson and the gift and the story that we all can ascend, because Jesus is, of course, my role model, my friend, he got me sober. It was my divine intervention through him. And just that story of, yes, we can ascend. We are more than our bodies, and that which I can do, you can do, and more. That's the one lesson I've taken out of a lifetime of religious studies. That which I can do, you can do, and more. And that's where we're at right now on the planet. We are learning to be Jesus-like and use those skills and abilities that we have, that he displayed when he was here in a skin suit. So
and learning the lessons that he taught us. He taught by parable. He taught by example. So it's time for us all to come together as community. Hi, Brenda Riley and Jean Walensky and Carrie. I see you all there. Oh, it's so good to see you guys.
And Christine O'Rourke is with us. You might have said it, but I know. Please forgive me this morning.
She's a little scattered.
I am still so scattered from this last minute shift around. And thank you, Julie.
It's all good.
I'll tell you what, Julie, your graphic that you let me use really brought home the show last night. I actually ended up developing the show around that, and it worked out beautifully. So thank you. Anybody that has, for those of you that saw the show, there was a graph that we had that had fear, learning, and growth. And that's, how do I want to go through this COVID-19? And it really defined the stages that we go through and where we can be at during this process. And so thank you, because it really helps. So if anybody has that kind of stuff, please send it to me.
Yeah, Carol said it was a good show. Good morning, Carol Skills, and I'm going to try to pronounce this, Matrix Gobel. Thank you and welcome. And Wendy, I know you're on
Carol.
Here. Can you put up our link, please, for Angelic River Family? And I know we're growing so fast. I saw yesterday it was 250. I don't even know what we're up to now. But yes, please come join our family. And it's a very interactive group. What we do here in the morning is say good morning to everyone and just kind of socialize virtually. And then we just, whatever the topic comes up, whatever anybody is going through, we just kind of throw that out there. And then at the end, we lift up some prayers. So, it's just a beautiful time in the mornings, just like you would if you were sitting around with your family and chatting. That's what we're doing this morning. So, welcome to everybody.
we're at 2:54.
Awesome.
Yay.
Okay.
Hi, Catherine.
Catherine said hers is frozen.
Okay.
Good morning, David Brett. Thank you for joining us again, and I hope you're doing well, my friend.
Yeah.
So,
hi, Robert.
Yeah, so we've got a big day today. This is just kind of like the
Yeah.
kickoff to get our
Yeah.
coffee in us and get us awake. And let me just share what's going on today.
Yeah.
So we are starting a silent meditation at 10 o'clock this morning. That's our normal time on Sundays to do that silent meditation. And then we are doing, what are we doing? Is it Come to the Circle today, I believe?
Come to the table.
Come to the Table is today, where we just sit around like this and on Zoom and we hold a discussion. And then at 3 o'clock, that's at 11, and 3 o'clock, we're doing the workshop that I know some of you have already done it. Others have heard about it, and this is your chance to join in. The link is in the group, but it's also, if you go to Enlightened World Network, if somebody can type that in, Enlightened World Network, you'll find an event page there, and it has all the information as it has the breakdown of the time zone that you may be in, so you can see it's 3 o'clock our time. You can see what time it is your time. And in that workshop, we are going to cover some of the emotions that people possibly are experiencing right now with the isolation, the separation, the being told we can't do something. We always rebel against that, don't we? I know I do. And then after that, I'll lead us in a release process. Jeryl will cover the emotional side of what we might be experiencing, and then we're going to release those emotions. We're going to do a process that the angels had showed me how to do, and I'll lead that to help us really get those out of our system. And, they don't totally go because they're going to pop up somewhere.
Yeah.
It's a process. We are a work in process, and we're constantly having to become aware of what needs to be worked on for us to really fully understand our spiritual self and ascend up to the higher vibrations. So the very end of that workshop, Kevin Morris will come in and do an angelic Reiki healing for all of us. I love angelic Reiki. And it is a full session, a full treatment. So be prepared. If you're coming into that workshop, you're going to be receiving an energy healing. And then we're going to process. We're just going to talk and let anybody, open it up to anybody that wants to share what your experience is. So I'm so excited and very excited that Enlightened World has adopted this as something they wanted to present out to the world, and it will be a bigger audience than what we had last time. Last time it was just for our little group. It was private. It wasn't live streamed. This one, you're going to be on the air. So if you have your video, if you're going to turn your video on Zoom, you might want to be dressed. At least have a top on.
Yeah. I want to say good morning to Joanne, but I want to address Julie right now. Julie, she says, I need help with getting sugar out of my life. Anyone have a way to do this? Sounds crazy, I know, but this is so hard for me to stop. Thank you. Julie, I would love to help you with that. Please private message me. I am a recovered addict. Cigarettes, alcohol, drugs of every nature. And sugar was the hardest one. I talked about it on my show last night. Sugar was the hardest one I ever kicked. All of the others were a walk in the park. And I'm here to tell you, when I say I was an addict, I was in over my head up to here. But sugar by far was the hardest one. And there's a lot of reasons for that. From the food manufacturers, they put sugar in because we know that when we consume sugar, that the dopamine, the serotonin levels, all of those levels increase. They did research on this and they used it to their advantage because we do get addicted to it. It is a chemical and psychological addiction. And I am dedicated, because I just gave up sugar for the 4th time. And I mean, I let go of sugar for a year at a time. And then I had one cupcake and I was right back down the rabbit hole again. And so I have not had sugar, processed sugar, only in vegetables and fruits, that type of thing, since before Christmas. A week before Christmas, I gave up sugar. And so please private message me. I would be happy to help you with this. This is my gift to you. After what you did for me last night, my gift to you, because this is my mission, to help people heal themselves, and giving up sugar was probably the best one. It had, well, they were all good to give up, but
I see somebody else flew in. So I encourage you all to contact Jeryl Ann. She is awesome with nutrition, and she can really help you. She's helped me tremendously.
We got a lot of new people.
I know. I want to say good morning. Good morning to Becky, who came in, Sally De La Rosa, Joanne McConnew, and she gave her Kev a healing today. We all need healing every night now. Yeah, we really do need that, because the energy is so strong. And did any of you do any of the meditations that were going on yesterday and last night? Show of hands means a like, a thumbs up, if that's what you did. I did the one with 1 million meditators, and that one was really short. So I jumped on to Unify. I know you went on to another one. Yeah. But that Unify one, I was in tears. It was so beautiful. They were doing a little bit of sound healing. They were, the meditators that were on there were from all over the world, and very powerful in their presentations and their meditations, their message. Mm-hmm. I encourage you to look up Unify. It's unify.org. There is a unify.com, but that's a business thing. Unify.org has a beautiful mission to bring peace to the world. And this meditation, I think it went on I stopped at 3 o'clock in the morning, but I know it was still going on, and they had already streamed for 8 hours before they restarted meditating. They started a new live, and my God, they had 7,000 people on the second one that they had just restarted. So people all over the world were coming in and meditating, and it felt so good to do that and to get into really bringing forward our vision of this new earth that we're going into. Yeah. And I did a post in the group about when you meditate, okay, this is important, when you meditate, to not put any negative vibration into it. Like, don't say, I want this virus out of here, I want to stop anything, because you want to come from a positive place and manifest what it is that's in your heart. So manifesting our vision for a new earth. How do we want to see this world on the other side of this, when we open those gates and we're all like coming through the gate again, and being able to hug family and see our friends and go to work, do the things that right now we're being restricted to do. So we want to feel into the good feeling of what that's going to be like, not focused on let's get rid of something. Right. Let's bring it into a positive vibration, because the universe really, it's going to give you whatever your vibration is. It's the law of attraction. If you're vibrating at fear or anger, many of us are angry over this, and we're going to talk about that in the workshop today. If you're vibrating at that level, then you're going to get more of that. It's like I always say, can I have more of that, please? So put the vibration in you that you want more of that feeling, more of that vision. Hold that vision. That's what we were doing, is holding the vision of what this world is going to be like on that other side. Are you going to remember? That's important too. Remember what we told ourselves that we want that world to look like. We all asked for this change. We kept saying, something's got to change. I want change. And now it's our opportunity.
We got it.
Get excited that this is our opportunity and somebody said that yesterday. I don't remember who I was listening to, but they said crisis can be looked at in many ways. And crisis is an opportunity. Mm-hmm. And it's an opportunity for us to rebuild the way we want it to be. So let's get into the positive vibes with it. We'll do that today in our meditation, when we go into that at the end of the show today. Yeah. And all of us together lifting that positive vibe for a new earth and the way we want to live in the world.
Yeah, Becky says that she did the meditation and she felt really wonderful afterwards.
Good.
But she said also, and I know Deirdre, she did the one yesterday at 10:45 a.m. So this is interesting. They started them yesterday morning around the world and went all through last night. Becky says that she felt a shift around 1 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and she was asking if anyone else did. The other thing, and by the way, Sally, her spouse is in the hospital. We are going to put you up front and center on our prayer chain today. I'm hoping that everything turns out okay for you. And the people with the addiction questions, the cigarettes, the pickles, all of that, yes. I'll even come in later. And it'll be later on today, maybe even tonight, and respond, but do private message me. There's so many messages today, and it's a great conversation. We're just not going to be able to get to everybody and everything just yet. And also, let's see, here it is, right here. Carrie, good morning, Carrie. She says, I keep seeing things, forms of light. They disappear as quickly as I see them. White, blue, prisms, usually in my living room here at the Cracker Box. Anyone else? Teri?
Yeah. Well, I was doing the meditation last night. Hello to everybody jumping on. Sorry, we can't really acknowledge everybody at this moment.
It's
but
crazy.
This is exciting.
This is
an exciting morning. Okay, so I did the 1 million meditators, and that ended, and I'm going, well, I'm not ready to stop meditating yet. I really want to feel into this energy that's going on because I felt it very strongly. Most of the day, it was a very emotional day for me, and then the meditation just kind of got me into that higher vibe. So that meditation ended, and I knew there were more, so I went and found the Unify one. I click it on, and I'm sitting in the chair, and I have my headset in so I can hear it really well and relax and enjoy it. And all of a sudden, it was like there was another person in the room with me. There was like this light that came up from, there's a little TV set on the table. There was a little light that came up from behind that, like it just kind of rose up in the air. And I'm going, is somebody here? Because I get spirit visits a lot. And I said, okay, is there somebody here who's with me? And I saw that the whole time, not just right there, but there were like orbs coming through and different flashes of light coming in. And then I started hearing. I was hearing the meditation, but there was another sound. And I knew Jeryl had already gone into her bedroom, and I knew where her husband was also. And I'm like, what am I hearing? Who's here? So I think with this shift, it's opening up the veil even more to our spiritual gifts.
Yeah.
Our gift of sight, especially. That was the thing that I noticed first. Being able to see those spirits or those orbs, and I really truly believe that it's all those earth angels. There's 500,000 earth angels helping us to ascend during this time, along with all of the archangels and legions of angels behind them, the ascended masters. There's all this energy that's helping us. And if you're in that space of really going in to connect inside, you're going to see, you're going to hear, you're going to get the thoughts or whatever it is that's going to lead you to what you need to listen to, what you need to hear, what's going to bring you to that higher vibration. Because that's what ascending is all about. You know, we hear that word sometimes and we're like, what the heck does that mean? To ascend, and it means we're lifting out of this 3D vibration where everything is seen, felt, smelled, all of this stuff that we can touch, and we think that it's solid, it feels solid, but this is all an illusion. It's our movie that we created to experience the human, everything, the dynamics, everything in human 3D form. To ascend means, okay, we've done this, we've been here, we're still in a human body, but we can lift our vibration higher. That's the ascension. And what we want is for the whole planet, the whole collective, to together ascend into that higher frequency. So that's what that all of that meditation was about yesterday. And it doesn't have to stop. You can meditate on your own. You can meditate with a group. You can set your intention that you're going to raise your frequency. Intentions are powerful, aren't they?
They really are. Becky says, yes, that's what I heard. The angels are here.
They are here.
They're here.
Yeah,
they're here.
big
They
time.
are
Big
legions
time.
of angels.
And I really hope that that you all will mark your calendar for Tuesday night. I do a show called Gratitude Happy Hour, and I have a lady on. Her name is Calista. I introduced her to the group. She's part of our group. She just published a book with Hay House called The Female Archangels, and tapping into that feminine aspect. Angels don't have a gender, but they appear to us ever how we're going to resonate with them, and they can appear as male gender or they can appear as female, just however we can relate to them. But this book is powerful because she introduces some of those very powerful feminine angels that bring their energy forward. And she said the ones that are prominent right now that are really speaking to people, there's one called Virtue, and there's another one called Freedom. And what we are going into, what we're coming out of this experience with is freedom, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's freedom
It is.
from these chains.
Patterns.
These
Yeah.
being told you got to sit, you can't get out there right now. It's important to do it.
Yeah.
We needed to do this. So Freedom is an angel that's going to help us. And Callista is going to talk about that Tuesday night on the show. It's at 5:00. And she's a beautiful energy out of Scotland. I love to listen to her.
Wonderful.
I can just sit and listen to her for hours and hours. But mark your calendars. Put that down as something that you want to hear. This important message about, I mean, the angels are here. They've been here, but they're showing up more to everybody now. And this is one that we want to really understand, that feminine aspect of the angels. Because when you're hurting, when you're going through something, don't you want to be nurtured?
Sure, of course.
And that's what the feminine does. It nurtures us.
Yeah. Wendy, one of our moderators in the group, she says, I have a video from my house cams. You can see my dogs looking in the dark via infrared and so many orbs. Dogs were following them with their eyes.
Yes.
Wendy, I totally get it, because I know Teri had a cat that could see spirit, and my dogs, and they see spirits all the time. They will be sitting there barking at what would appear to be nothing. And what it is, spirits, orbs. We have, they'll go out on the dock at night when the ETs are around and they're cloaked, but they will bark from the middle of the dock, and they're just staring at something and just bark, 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 bark. And in the house, there's orbs everywhere on the property. Of course, they're everywhere on the planet right now. But yes, our animals do too. And I just have to say this because Deirdre goes, who is also another moderator of ours, goes, we need to take the red pill.
Okay.
Yeah. From the Matrix. I love that.
Right.
From the Matrix.
So let me expand on the animal thing. We always think animals see us the way we see each other, right? They see Jeryl Ann the way she is, or me the way I am. They don't. They see our energy field. So that's why they see when another energy field comes in, like, a spirit that's coming in to visit, an angel that's here with us, or one of our ascended masters, our guides. They see that. And yes, my cat, when she would sit, if something came into the room, she would just follow it down the wall. I would just watch him. He was so funny. Gizmo, he would just start up there. It's like, okay, I see that up there. What is it? And then he would just follow his eyes and follow it all the way down the wall. And I'm like, okay, who's here?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
Our animals respond to our spirit. Remember that if you have an animal and you really want to resonate with them and relate to them and hear what they're saying to you, relate to them on a spiritual level. Let them see the spirit in you, not that human. Don't think you're talking to another human with words like we do, but come from your heart center when you're talking to them.
Carrie makes a really good point I want you to expand upon is what folks don't realize, low frequencies open doors to darkness. The light workers of the world must resonate at your highest level. Shine on, diamonds, shine on.
Exactly.
Really good point, Carrie, to bring up.
It really is. You know, we attract whatever our vibration is. So if you find yourself in worry, anxiety, fear, panic, you're going to attract more of that into you. So our vibration is so important to pay attention to. And I'm not just talking about feelings. You know, we're human. We're going to have those feelings of being scared sometimes or whatever might come up. I'm talking about really your vibration inside, your heart center. What's it doing? What's it putting out from you? Is it putting out a trust energy, a trust and doing all those things that help to raise that frequency even more, like music. Music's a wonderful way to get in there. They were doing a sound healing last night, and we should bring the singing bowl out sometime and play it while we're out here, because that sound, those singing bowls especially, they're attuned to a certain vibration that lifts your energy. And I know they have ones for all the different chakras, but it doesn't matter if you're playing one and you're tuning into that, it's going to lift your frequency.
Right.
So we have energy inside of us called chi or prana. It's called by different names. It's our life force energy. And that's the energy that needs to be lifted. It needs to really connect. And when we do the heart telephone, I feel like we really get in there and connect to spirit as we connect to each other's souls, to our very spirit inside of us. So that's what that's all about. And yes, you can attract those lower frequency vibrations. Right. You can pull something into you. You know, there's a lot of people that use the word possessed or have a spirit attached to me. Well, what's happening is you're attracting whatever is vibrating on that same frequency you are.
Right.
So if you're vibrating in that very low vibration, maybe you're in anger or just really putting out an energy of yuck, you're going to attract yuck. Okay? It's going to come to you. Right. So you're a magnet. Your frequency is a magnet. Just think of it that way. And what do you want to pull to your magnet? Do you want to pull all of that low vibration, or do you want to bring in the angels and love and the beautiful higher vibrations?
Yes. Yeah. Good morning, Christy. And Joanne McCann New. I love this, Joanne.
Hi, Joanne.
Thank you for sharing. She says, the angels came to me this morning and told me not to be dragged into the hype of it all, that everything is going to be okay. You know, thank you, Joanne, because there is so much hype. There is so much misinformation, and there are so many people who would like us to focus on the fear. Make no mistake, none of us here have our head in the sand. We know what's happening out there, but we have two choices. We can either add to the fear or we can add to the love. We're choosing here in the Angelic River family to add love,
right,
and raise the vibration, because those are the only two choices, fear or love. Mm-hmm. So when we get to the other side of this, I want it to look as good as possible. And I really believe fully that part of why we're going through this is so that we can find all those kind of lower density energies within us, because they're being triggered. Own it. Acknowledge it. It's okay. Yeah. It's okay. We have been doing 3D for a millennia. Okay. So lifetime after lifetime, it's going to be there. When it comes up, acknowledge it, move through it, release it. And that's what, of course, we're going to be doing today at 3:00 as well.
Yes, we are. And hi, Jean Loria. You're late, but you're
Jean.
here.
Oh,
and Maria says, love conquers all. Love is the energy that heals, and we're in need of having our spirits raised and healed right now to really go into this. And I want to, I don't know who made this comment, but she said something about being in the light and activating peace portals. That's what we did yesterday.
Oh.
With all that meditation. We activated the peace portals and bringing in the Christ energy and anchoring into Gaia. And you mentioned, you brought up Kalina.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I love this woman so much. She's part of Enlightened World. And if you all look her up on Enlightened World, it's K-E-L-E-E-N-A. Her last name is Malnar, M-A-L-N-A-R. And her partner is William Melchizedek. They channel light language. And I know the last couple of days, she's been online a lot, and she does, she's listening to her spirit guides, and she's doing activations for us with the light language. And it is opening up those portals inside of us. And I don't know if you all are all familiar with light language. It's the language that comes through from spirit, from the angels. It's just beautiful. You don't have to understand what's coming out of her mouth. Understand the energy, the frequency that's coming through.
Absolutely.
Because she really did some activations and I was like, whoa, I felt that. And that's what happens when that energy comes to you. It's like, really stops you in your tracks because you feel it. Your soul resonates, even though your human brain says, I don't know what she's saying. I don't know what that is.
Right.
And I had a friend that had watched her for the first time, and she texted me and she goes, what language is that lady using, or what language is she singing in?
Yeah. A lot of it sounds like the old Native American languages that were spoken. It reminds me of that. If you haven't ever heard light language, that's
she
but
has
then there's
Native
like
American
clicking,
guides.
yeah, and there's like a clicking noise, click, 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 and it's so amazing. I've done several channeling workshops, and there were so many in this last one that I did. There were so many people, and I've never seen it happen before. And all of a sudden, everybody's doing light language. I think that's also part of the veil is thinning, and our connection to the universe. I mean, our ascension is really important to us. Our ascension is really important to the rest of the universe. Because again, it's not that we're a collective consciousness just on this planet. We are a collective consciousness in the universe. Right. So as we ascend, they ascend. So we are just the microcosm of the macrocosm, if you will.
Exactly.
And so, we're all in this together. And so now we're at a place in consciousness that we can start hearing, we can start communicating, we can start feeling them more and more because they're safer to be with us because we're not so into the, oh my gosh, the aliens are, War of the Worlds. I mean, think about how far we've come from when, for those of you who are older like me, remember it was Orson Welles that did War of the Worlds, and he did this thing on radio. And literally people were killing themselves and that because they were afraid the aliens had truly invaded the planet. Yeah. And they didn't have a concept of
what an alien was.
Right.
But it was like that fear that was put into it.
Yes.
And I think that's still prevalent with some people today.
Yeah, it is.
And they're not to be feared. They're here helping us just like the angels are. Just like any spirit being is. They're all helping us right now as we're going through this. And it was interesting. I was meditating. I was meditating and with my group in Enlightened World. And I feel like we're in pregnancy. Right now, we're in a pregnancy. We're giving birth to something. We're birthing this forward. And y'all, if you're women and you've had children, you know that that's not an easy time when you're pregnant. And you have to pay attention to your nutrition. You have to pay attention to how your body is doing. So we're bringing something forward. We're birthing it forward. And the birth process itself is not easy. It's nothing to sneeze at. And men would probably cry if they had to do it more than women do. Yeah. But that's what we're doing. It's like we are giving birth to a whole new earth.
Diane Allison Beiersdorfer, who's also another one of our moderators, I'm happy to say, she made a comment which is really spot on. The more we bring it up, and I'm assuming she's talking about the emotions, the fears and that, and let it go in love, the more we rewire the ego to react out of love and not fear.
That's right.
So true. So true. And that's what we're all doing. And Robert Dosa says, what I always say is, what happens to the darkness when you turn on the lights? It disappears. Same in every situation in our life. If we shine our lights as bright as possible, all darkness vanishes.
Yes.
Good morning, Anne Marie.
Absolutely.
Thank you both. Those are great
I know
comments.
we've had quite a few people jump on, and we just want to bring up the workshop again.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing in this workshop.
Yes.
We are not staying there as we look at those emotions in our emotional state. We're not going to just say, okay, this may be what you're feeling. No, we're going to take that a step further and say, all right, now tap into what you're feeling and let's let that go. Let's release it with love. And the release is a very loving process that we do. And then washing it all away with that angelic Reiki that will happen at the end. That's at 3 o'clock today, Eastern time, for those of you who are just coming in and may not have heard the announcement.
And where can they find the link, Teri?
Enlightened World Network. If you are on our group, you can find it in there. We have a lot of posts in there right now, but we also organized our group into topics.
Yeah.
So if you click on the topic that says workshops, you're going to find it. It's going to pop right up for you. The Zoom link will come up with that topic as well, because I posted that separately in our group in addition to the event. But the event page will have all of your time zones. So you might want to look at that. And it also has our information, how you can reach Jeryl Ann and myself and Kevin if you want to after the workshop.
Joanne McCann knew, this is interesting. So we were talking about light language. She said, yes, spirit guiding me to do the light language. It seemed very strange to me at first, but I know they want me to do this. Yeah, that's happening to a lot of people. And so everybody, if you want to know a little bit more as well, Joanne is starting to do light language. So get in touch with Joanne and see what it's all about. And there's a lot of people doing workshops now. You know, this is a great time, not only for healing, but to explore things that we've kind of put on our bucket list or on the back burner. And so, you know, if these things interest you, go out and find them. And then come back and tell us all about it.
Yeah. Or let us know if that's something you want us to explore as a workshop. And we can bring people in, like we brought Kevin in to do angelic Reiki. We can bring somebody in and do a workshop and talk about light language and really explain it. I know Kalina would do that for us. I talk to her a lot. And Kalina is the one that speaks light language that I respond to the most. She is so powerful and passionate. That's what it is. It's the passion that comes out of her as she's giving you the activations or speaking that beautiful language. So I can talk to her and see if she'll come in and do a workshop with us. And it won't be a long one, but she can explain what happens and she'll do some light language for us. So let us know if that's something that interests you. Just give us that show of hands again, the likes, the loves.
Yeah. And also,
Carrie said she'd be very interested. Good.
Oh, and Peggy has a friend who teaches light language.
Yeah.
That is great.
Awesome.
Also, so the other workshop, and as we were going through this earlier, we were talking about addictions. So I'll put something together and we'll talk about sugar. We'll talk about cigarettes, all those things, because guess what? If there was a PhD in getting rid of addictions or healing those addictions, I'd have several. I'm going to show everybody one of those pictures. I'm going to show you a picture of myself. I started getting rid of addictions 7 years ago. And I'm going to post a picture in the group, and I just will ask all of you never to share it. What the heck? You know what? It is who I was. And you will see what my addictions had done to me. People around in my community were taking bets, literally, how long I was going to live. It's that bad. If I was conscious, if my eyes were open, I had it, and it didn't matter what time of day. If my eyes were open, I had a drink, I had a cigarette, I was doing drugs. When I got rid of those, I got onto prescription medications. I gained 50 pounds from the sugar. I am still always a work in progress, but I was a hot mess, and had Jesus not have intervened, and I actually quit my first addiction on, oh my gosh, now I can't even, Epiphany Sunday, which is when Jesus was introduced to the Gentiles. And I didn't even know that for months, that it was Epiphany Sunday. So this is my mission. This is one of my missions, and why I went through everything I've gone through was to help others to release. Yeah. And it's doable. Trust me, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Right.
Seriously.
So I'm hearing, I always get these messages from the angels. I'm hearing for us to do that workshop. And I have always had that addictive person in my life. So my father, he was addicted to alcohol. I have several brothers that are alcoholics. And every relationship, and this is important, every relationship that I have been in, romantic relationship, has been an alcoholic. So there's something there. So I think we need to present that.
Yeah,
the person with
absolutely.
the addiction, the person that whose life was really affected by that, by the addictive personality that was so entwined in my life from the get-go, from the minute I was born. So yeah, let's do that. That sounds like a wonderful workshop.
Be a good workshop.
Yeah,
and I just. I'm excited now. Now I have something else to focus on. To add
and this is the beauty when you start doing any type of light work and reaching out to people, sharing a ministry. Yeah. The angels just say, "Okay, now do this. Now do this. Now do this." Yeah. She sits back and she watches me bounce, and she's like, "I don't know how you do it."
Yeah. I'm starting to get the hang of it.
They guide me into what to do. It's like I'm constantly listening for guidance. And when they say do something, you don't say, "Oh, I'll get to that sooner or later." No, it's like, "No, you will do this now." It's important now, and that's why they say it like that. Not that they're forcing me into anything, because we have free will.
Absolutely.
We can say, "Nah, I'm not going to do that." But they show me what the best thing is at the moment that's needed. And I'm looking at the moment and seeing that we need to start putting in prayer requests.
Oh, prayer requests, yes.
So if you have something or someone that you want lifted up in today's prayer request, just put that in the comments. Let's get some compassion and empathy going here. Yeah. That's what prayer is. You're feeling into what that person needs, or yourself. Yeah. You're feeling into what it is you need right now. Maybe we need to all surround you with our arms and lift you up for something in your life that needs to come up to spirit. So that's what our prayers are. Their intentions, their love, their comfort, whatever you're in need of, and whatever your immediate contacts, your friends, your family, whatever's going on there. I know we've had some losses lately in the group. Maria's not on today, but she just lost somebody dear to her. And there's many of us that are experiencing loss right now.
Right.
So let's really make that a priority too, to comfort each other. If there's somebody in the group that's going through something heavy, let's reach out. Let's really comfort each other at this time. This is not easy for any of us. And I say us, because sometimes, we look like we're all together, but underneath, I'm talking about when you see us presenting, like, when I go on and I don't look like this.
Right. No,
we look like we're all together. Yeah. And it's like, those moments when we're not on the camera, it's like, oh my God. Yeah. I had a very emotional day yesterday. Spirit had really worked with me. And I'm not sure how you all understand this, but we do sometimes travel. Sometimes when we're in that relaxed state, when we're asleep, we do what's called astral travel. And that's another workshop I would love to hold for you all. But I've been doing this years and years. I've astral traveled. So at night, sometimes my spirit guides, the angels, will work with me. So I'm not even really there in my body. My body's sleeping away, and I'm off getting trained or messages, downloads, whatever. And that had happened the night before last. I woke up in the morning, and I'm telling her, I'm like, this was yesterday on the show, before the show. I said, I'm just all out of sorts because I know that they worked with me all night, and I can feel it. It's like hanging here in my heart space. So when we did the silent meditation, what happens is Ruth, Deb, and I, we meditate behind the scenes together while everybody else is doing the silent meditation to the music. And it came up and it came out, and it wasn't pretty. And I always say I'm an ugly crier because when I cry, it's like, ugh. But it came out. And that's the important thing. When you're feeling that heaviness, let it out. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter where you're at. You know, you could be in the middle of the grocery store. We can still do that. Let it out. Let the emotions out. Cry the tears. Get a pillow and scream into a pillow if you need to. But let it out. And they're working with all of us right now. The light workers, the angels, the ascended masters, the galactic realm, our helpers from there. They're all working with each of us right now. Whether you're aware of it consciously or you're asleep and they're bringing you messages. Yeah. And a lot of people they say they feel symptoms. I know I've been having headaches. I saw somebody else comment on that. Yeah. And I had woke up with a headache for 2 or 3 days in a row. Yeah,
I've had one every morning. So this morning, ironically, is the first morning I've woken up without a headache. Mm-hmm. And we do have some prayer requests. Sally De La Rosa's spouse is in the hospital, and she said, ironically, she's dealing with the downside of sugar. Carrie Butcher asked to lift up her niece, please. She's young and lost. Wendy says continued healing for Daisy Wallace, and prayers for progression for Fred, who passed to spirit last night. We will. Okay. Diane Beiersdorfer says, for my children, Jess, Mac, Ty, Carolyn, Jackson, Abigail, and my extra Caleb, for protection. Absolutely. Carol Allen lost a friend yesterday. Our hearts go out to you, Carol.
To all of you who have losses.
And Sherry Seymour and Peggy says, surrounding everyone with love energy. That's her prayer.
Thank you, Peggy.
And Sherry Seymour says, my granddaughter, Christina Armstrong. And Deirdre says, Judith Tracy, therapist, nurse, Reiki practitioner, friend. Absolutely. Healthcare workers, yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. Julie Kiss, who's really been through it up in New York, says, my sister's dog is dying. Please let him pass it home this weekend as she is having a hard time. She really does not want to drop him off at the door at the vet and die alone.
Oh, no.
Thank you. Yeah,
we'll hold that up for sure.
Yeah, I've been in that place. Yeah. And no, we're going to hold that up.
Absolutely. And help him feel the love that's there for him.
Yeah.
And I want to put one of my nieces in the circle. She just had a double mastectomy. Oh my gosh, it was just before all this happened. So it was about a month ago, I think. And now she may have to have additional surgery or radiation. Yeah. But please hold her up. And it's been really tough because, she had drains in. There's follow-up visits you have to do after the surgery. And you know how it is right now. The doctors, they're like not seeing patients or seeing them by phone. And here she is now with all of this other stuff that's coming up that needs medical attention. And that's important. All the people out there that really require medical attention, not just for COVID,
right?
But for all these other things that are going on with them. So, yeah, please lift her and anybody that needs the medical attention right now.
Yes,
Let's put
lift
them
them
all
up.
in there.
And I'd like to say good morning to Melody Simmons. Melody just
Hi,
lives
Mel.
a couple of canals over from me. I've known Mel for about 17
Awesome.
years now. She was one of the first people I met, one of my first
Yeah.
massage clients. So
Beautiful.
good morning. I'm so glad you joined us this morning. And
Okay.
let's lift Melody up in prayer. She's got bone on bone in her knee. And those of you who have had knee problems, you know what that feels like. So she's got some medical conditions to be lifted up. So we'll add you, Melody.
Well,
Are we
want
to have some? We're going to give you some rainy river.
Turn this
Oh
around.
yeah.
There you go. There's a view of our river.
Oh yeah. Okay. Sweet. Oh yeah. Oh, and Diane Allison Beiersdorfer brought. Okay, Sally wants to add her son and daughter Christopher and Jordan De La Rosa, who are on the front line making the meds that we're taking. Thank you, Sally. Please tell them thank you for us. Yes. And Diane says even childbirth, no one is allowed to attend the birthing. Whoops, I lost that. Not even the father. Yeah, that's.
Luckily, my my nephew's wife, when she went into labor, it was really before they stopped letting anybody other than the patient in. So he was able to be there with her, but my sister wasn't. So I understand all of that for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and get this going because it's. I have to be back on the air at 10 o'clock.
And if we haven't said your prayer out loud, know that if it's stated and you just put it in your heart, it will be covered.
Yes, it certainly will. Okay, and even if you're just thinking it, it's there. You're connected with us spiritually. So in this circle, we really connect to each other, and that's important to remember that we're all right now connected. So if you can, just feel into that connection. Feel into all of us being together in the circle as we lift up these prayers, because we're going to, at the end of it, send that love to each other and really lift up this little family, this community that's developed here. All right, so just focus on the breath. The breath is so, so important for us to center. So as you take a breath in, the first thing I want you to do is feel that breath as it comes into your lungs. Take the deep breath that expands out your belly. And then breathe that out and relax with it when you breathe it out. And then breathe it in again. And this time, see it going all the way down the lower part of your body, anchoring down into the center of Mother Gaia, bringing up some grounding energy as you do so. And I feel Archangel Jeryl helping us to really feel into that anchoring energy, that centering, balancing energy that we need so much right now at this time to help us feel more centered, help us not to feel wobbly with the energy that's going on. Feel your feet. Envision that you've got your bare feet right on Mother Earth, either in the grass, on the ground, on the sand, wherever it may be. Envision that and feel that energy coming up to you. And now as you breathe that back up into your heart center, holding on to a very balanced energy, breathe in again and let that breath travel upward. And I'm feeling Archangel Michael helping us to open up our crown chakra for that breath to come up, coming up to your soul star chakra where you connect with your higher self, opening up to the angelic realm, feeling all those wonderful archangels, those legions of angels, the earth angels. Really connect with that energy right now. And let's pull down that beautiful, loving energy from our spirit guides, our helpers. Pull that into your heart and hold that in your heart. And now breathe in again into all that beautiful mix of energy that's there in your heart. And while you're doing that, think of the person you want to lift up in prayer. If you put somebody in our circle, envision that you're holding that person. You're either giving them a big hug and have your arms all the way around them, holding them tight, or you can envision cradling them in your arms, but hold that person as you travel with that breath. Take them with you. Take them upward. Feel your energy going higher and higher. Let's raise the frequency right now. Raise it with love. Feel the love for that person or those people that you want to hold up. All these prayer requests. Pour love into each and every one of them. And feel your frequency rising higher as your energy field goes higher and higher. And you're going to go all the way to source energy with this breath. You're going to connect with the Creator, with God, ever how you envision it, ever what name you call God by. It's all the same energy. It's the Creator of all that is. And let's sit right now in that God energy. Feel the yumminess of it. Feel the warmth. Feel the unconditional love. The love that doesn't judge. The love that welcomes all of us, no matter what we've done, where we've been, what we've said. It just is. Feel into the isness of everything, as Eckhart Tolle says. Just be with the Creator. Let's just sit there for a moment. Just being, not thinking, not having to do anything. Just feel the warmth. I'm seeing a white light all around all of us in our big circle that we've created. And that light is starting to swirl around us now, going from person to person, bringing us all into the warmth, molding us all together as one energy. Feel it as it comes into your energy. Know that everyone with you is receiving the same light, receiving the same love. Feel how powerful that is to be a part of a loving community. And as you're still sitting there with the Creator, feeling into the light that's coming to you, let's start to expand that light out from our heart. Expand it out where you are, wherever you are in the world right now. Let that light shine on your community. And then let that light shine on your nation. And then all together, let's focus our light on Mother Earth. Let that white light of God come from your heart and cover our entire planet. Everything on the planet. The water, the animals, nature. See it covered in this white source energy light. I'm seeing our earth right now responding to that light, responding to all the frequencies that we're putting forward, all the meditations that have happened over the last 24 hours, all of the people waking up to the fact that they are a spirit and they can be part of the solution in bringing forward a new earth. And I feel earth excited about it. I feel the trees responding, the water, the animals, the birds are singing. Feel that energy that's coming from Mother Earth right now, that expectancy, that anticipation of more love, more joy, more peace on our earth. Mother Earth has been crying for that for so long. Let's bring it to her. Let's nurture our mother. Now bring that loving energy back down into your heart center, mixing it in with that balance and centering energy that came up from the center of Mother Earth. And let's give some gratitude. Gratitude to the angels that helped lift us today. Gratitude to any spirits, ascended masters, ancestors, whoever helped lift our frequency and vibration. Let's say thank you. Thank you from the heart. Really feel it. Give some gratitude for this community that we're in. This beautiful little family that's growing and growing and expanding with each other. We're growing together. Welcoming in anyone into our midst. And we give gratitude especially to God, our Creator, for holding us all close right now, for seeing all these prayers we lifted up, seeing what's in our hearts, loving us in spite of anything that's going on in our life or has gone on in our life. Just loving us. So now we're going to do our heart telephone. So bring your awareness back to the group. See each other in the group as standing in a circle or sitting in a circle. See a person on each side of you. Feel their energy. What does it feel like? Is it warm? Is it open? Is it maybe weeping right now, releasing some emotion? There may be someone that you don't know yet, you haven't interacted with. Bring them in with you into the circle to send love to. And let's start with our own heart. Let's take the hand of the person next to you and bring that clasped hand up to your heart and really hold that love energy that we were just immersed in. And then see those clasped hands that you're holding up to your heart, reaching over and touching the heart center of that person next to you. And say to that person, I love you. And see that love traveling as it goes from person to person, from heart to heart, around the circle. Coming back to your heart center, ending up there at your heart. It's an expanded energy now because we've all poured energy into that love. We've all received, we've all given. That's the beauty of when we love. We get it back. So look out now at the entire group, the entire community where we are. And let's all say out loud to the group, I love you. I love you. And we do love you. We love our community that's here. We love every one of you. We're so happy to be a part of this and so happy that you joined us today. And I'm going to move the camera so you can see us to say goodbye. There we are. Thank you for being a part of this today. Thank you for lending your beautiful energy. And you are beautiful. Aren't we beautiful? As a group, beauty has nothing to do with outer appearance. It's what's in here. It's what's in your heart. And we are a beautiful, heart-centered group. And any of you who have not come into our group yet, please do so. Angelic River Family, because we are a family. And we're here every morning for you to have the coffee, to have the conversation, and to share some love with each other. Thank you. And Jeryl, thank you for your love.
Thank you.
Feels so good.
This is a great way to start the day. Well, there's some spirit around that she is seeing that she's like going, whoa, get away. But thank you so much, everyone. This is, I love starting my day this way. I take you all with me throughout my day. I take your energy and I hold on to it and I cherish it. So thank you so much. Yes. And I see that Diane and Carrie were going, where are you at? Well, you're both in Tennessee.
I want you two to hook up.
Yeah, you guys need to meet
Carrie,
each other.
I have met you in person, and I know your beautiful energy, and I've known Diane for a few years online, and I know her beautiful energy. This is a match made in heaven. I want you two to connect.
Absolutely.
And we want pictures when that happens. I have a picture of myself and Carrie. And that picture, Carrie, I remember it very well. And we're doing the heart connection. We're connecting heart to heart in that picture. I'll have to look that up and find it to share, because Carrie is such a beautiful, gorgeous energy. And Carrie is a wonderful photographer. I have a picture that you gave me, Carrie. That was my present you gave me when I met you, of the hummingbird that you took a picture of. And I absolutely love that picture. It's very special to me. So please hook up, connect, and let us know. Well, it's going to have to happen after coronavirus. We have a BC and an AC. But we really want all of us to connect. We want to really get through this in a way that we're all still connected. I don't want to lose this connection. I wrote that in my second letter to myself. I don't want to lose any of the connection that's been made, during this time. And in fact, I want it to grow. I want it to continue to expand out. Let's expand our group. Invite your friends. Invite people in who you think could use some love right now. And can't we all?
I know. It feels like Christmas. I feel like I've been given this great gift. I mean, talk about having silver linings. You guys are all a gift to me, for sure.
Absolutely.
I just in the relationships that are building, and some of you I've known for a long time online, but now I feel like I'm getting closer to you and getting to know you in ways I never knew you before. And some of you are brand new to my life, and I'm so grateful for it. So I hope you all have a blessed day. I hope to see many of you at 3 p.m. And if you, for the grief workshop, healing, angelic Reiki, all of that, I hope you all come and let us, there's a link in the group.
And any of the other events you want to come to today, we're eventing all day long. So at 10 o'clock, we do our silent meditation that we always do on Sunday mornings. And then at 11 o'clock, come to the table. Come have another wonderful conversation today. Let's don't stop conversing and really connecting with each other. Thank you. Thank you.
And yes, we're all going to hang out. We're going to do a circuit from Tennessee to Florida to all over once this thing is over with. But and we'll see you throughout the day. And I'll start posting and getting some input on dates and times. Because I know we're all in different time zones. So let's make these workshops, the private ones in our group, work for us and work for everybody on the addictions and that. So,
and thank you all. I see your love. Thank you. We love you so much. Thank you
so much.
Bye, everybody.
Oh, and also Diane, Allison Beiersdorfer. I don't know if she's going to be live or not. I know you're on at 10. She usually goes on at 10. So let us know, Diane, what's happening. Okay.
Bye, everybody.